Live. We are live. And we're gonna start right. Of the Vegan Stephen podcast. We're going to hear a little bit of gossip. Why are people not going to oh yeah, jeez, it's official. Vegan Stephen podcast is a parody of a podcast. Vegan Stephen is a fictional character. All characters and guests are allegedly fictional characters. All characters and events in this show, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. The following program contains coarse language and due to its nature should not be viewed by anyone. Holy flippers. And hit up that, get your merch downstairs. All the links are there. Water. I'm a big fan of the fizzy water, the flavoured one, not the sugared one. But apparently, if you drink the flavoured one, you should look. Vegan Stephen podcast, #1 vegan podcast. Fun fact for you there: promoting positive mental health. It's not just for vegans; it's every day. I am your host, Vegan Stephen. Oh, you're too kind, you're too kind, you're too kind, you're too kind, you're too kind. So, there's a little bit of, I've heard some rumours, now these are purely rumours, but today we're going to find out Daniel Radcliffe, if he has to go to the president to resign, or what's happening. Is he going to be Taoiseach, or is McDonald's, is Daniel Radcliffe or McDonald's going to be Taoiseach of Ireland, or is it going to be someone else? We're going to find out, we're going to read the news today. The time is 52 minutes past 3. It's the 21st of the 2nd, 2020. Alright, so yesterday kind of seemed like a bit of a dodgy day, because it kind of seemed like doomsday kind of cracked, you know, because it was the 20th of the 2nd, 2020. And I was like, oh, some shit's about to go down, but we're still here. Alright, let's turn on these. I'm gonna make sure these comments. So if anyone's on there's loads of places you can watch this and like, subscribe and all that good stuff, so you can stay up to date. Now, what am I saying right now? What I'm saying is the subscribe button's right there. There's a bell, so you gotta click that and hit the all like button. Now the reason you do that is because this is every day and it's live, so it's kind of fun because you can. I'm turning on the chat now. Let's just go. So this is all, you know, public and live, and you can write in your own comments, and I will interact with them to some degree. I'll keep one eye, a lazy eye. I'll keep the wandering eye on the chats, or at least, you know, I'll have a look at the end. I don't know. I will be looking at it. There you are. So, oh, excuse me. Well, I'm trying to navigate. I'm trying to navigate through this whole YouTube thing, maze, while talking to you gorgeous people. Now, the Vegan Stephen podcast listeners actually got their annual IQ test there, and it came out that the Vegan Stephen listeners are actually 17 IQ points smarter than the average consumer. So, controversial statement. Now, I just want to say some rumours that I've been hearing. These are not factual, but yeah. A lot of paranoia going around in, well, worldwide, but I just know that from local, within Dublin anyway, the members of the Chinese community, especially ones that state themselves as like a Chinese business, such as Chinese restaurants, like Chinese takeaways, nail salon bars, in which have like, yeah, basically people are. Do you guys remember this whole like AIDS epidemic back in before I was born? You guys remember the 80s? Alright. There was this whole AIDS thing, right? And what it meant was that everyone was terrified of like going near a sick person in case they got the AIDS, and it was a whole big fucking hoo-ha. Alright, and no one knew how you got it, and everyone was paranoid of everyone, and all this stuff. Now I'm only going off like films which I haven't watched and all this kind of carry on. So this is live. Comment now. There we are. So I've just written in copy. So just to confirm, or just to reiterate what I just stated there. So this podcast is every day, alright? Now, I know I just keep saying that, but why do I keep saying it? I keep saying it because if you guys are listening to this, you know, on the commute or whatever, to work or on the commute back, or you're just, if you're on the YouTube, if you want it, like it's optional or whatever the fuck you want, like whatever. Alright, so I can't even open the chat now. Alright, so what I'm saying is, I'm just figuring this out as I'm going along, so bear with me. My laptop is absolutely crying right now. If the laptop dies, like, forget about it. So just, alright, we're good. Alright, so I can confirm that as of like right now, you now have the option to comment live as the video is going out. And as I said, it's once every 24 hours there will be a live video out of some description. Alright, you can also comment. There's a live chat as it's happening, which is like right now at the time of recording. It's 3:57. Oh, it's really weird because of the time lag. But yeah, it's there. It's an option if you guys want it anyway. Just so if you want to go, oh, this fucking thing's mad is happening. What do you think about this or whatever, and all that crack. So yeah, sure you know. It's live. So yeah, there is you can listen to it on iTunes. There's the Instagram account, Vegan Stephen Music. That's every day. There's posts every day on that, at least maybe 3 times a day on that one. And there's also Vegan Stephen fan page, which is also on Instagram. So whatever you feel like, there's all different levels there for you. If you just want to listen to the audio version on your way to work or whatever, or going to sleep or whatever, that's an option. If you want to watch the live thing and have the whole live interaction going to the flipping max, like watching it live and people talking live or whatever, it's live. It's on YouTube, and I don't know what else to tell you. It's on the edge, like it's tightrope. It's a tightrope walk. So yeah, I don't know. They say self-praise is no praise, but who knows? Alright, I've just started going on YouTube. I just started browsing around YouTube now, being like, oh jeez, I might look into that later on. Yeah. But the fact or whatever is that it's live. So sure, there you are. We're currently live every year. Yeah, said that. Yeah, all the merch downstairs, Patreon, and all those things. So it's a little bit of this is a song I wrote when I was a little bit younger, kind of. Sure, I'll give it a little lash anyway. Sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating and confusing what's going on with any political system or whatever. It's kind of just very confusing. But so I wrote this one when I was a little bit younger or whatever, and kind of just about being confused, I guess, but everyone just going who knows. As far as I can tell, the video quality's gone up dramatically since 3 days ago, but who knows. Okay. What? Oh, keep Get rid of this lad, will he? Can you hear that? Hello, 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 hello. Having a bit of a sing song here. How are you getting on? 26 productions. You're looking great. Thanks for joining. Oh jeez, let's zoom in on this thing. Alright. It's enough talking, isn't it? Okay. Fuck your Wikipedia facts. Fuck your selfish charity act. Fuck your religious ghost stories. Fuck your job and your degree. 'Cause I don't wanna be part of your politically correct attack. I don't wanna be part of your empty social movement. 'Cause we are the life, and you can't have us not. So fuck your Wikipedia facts. Fuck your religion charity act. Fuck your religious ghost stories. Fuck your job and your degree. 'Cause I don't wanna be part of your politically correct attack. I don't wanna be part of your empty social movement. 'Cause we are the life, and you can't have There you are, bit of giving out. Yeah, it's very confusing to know what the flip's going on. Apparently, a lot of people who vote they don't really know what's going on, so they just vote for like whoever's like sounds the most honest, just by like their tone of voice and how they dress and just social cues, because they don't really understand what the fuck they're talking about. Like, how could you? You have to do loads of research and fucking back check it, and politicians are constantly changing their minds. So a lot of times people vote for just like whoever kind of makes sense, is good at communicating, all this kind of shit. But often people who are like the best accountants in the world are often terrible at communicating, and the best lawyers and so on. Well, not so much the best lawyers, because a lot of law in courtrooms anyway is storytelling, so who knows. But yeah, sure, it's just mad. It's not for everyone, I guess. Or at least you'd have to do a lot of practice. You'd have to die and reinvent yourself. You have to reinvent the way you talk. So yeah, I've heard some online and just off people just on the bus or whatever, just apparently in Finglas and just areas in Dublin and stuff, there's just anywhere that would be people with stereotypics in their mind or whatever with China or something, they just won't go in here because they're like, oh, it's fucking might catch this virus thing. So apparently the nail salons are just fucking empty. These are the ones where like they'd be just all I don't know, people who would. Now when I say look Chinese, I mean, oh God, that's. I think if someone, it's. Oh God, I'm in so much trouble. Listen, I'm not the one. They're doing it now. But all I'm trying to say is, because of this this flu scare in the media, flu scare in the media, Asian businesses are taking a hit. Any business that people are associating with China is taking a hit just because of fear and paranoia. And people are like, oh, I'm not letting my kid. What if this possibly mad thing happened? And are they right? I don't know. But it's fucking paranoia's in the air, and it's affecting your Chinese takeaway. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it's only yesterday I was like, fuck, I love Chinese. Wasn't that mad? Like, yeah. I've heard stuff like people not borrowing books from the library right now in case someone from China borrowed them. Like, the stuff I'm hearing is absolutely wacky. Like, but it goes back to, it just reminds me of this whole AIDS thing, as in like in the 80s when people were like, they thought like if you looked like someone who might have AIDS without even talking to you, they just like wouldn't talk to you, like let them into your office or whatever, because you might have this mysterious virus and no one knows how you get it, and it's all very weird, and how did it start, and is it a conspiracy, and who knows. And the media just going like, rah, 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 rah. I don't know. You can't really blame the media though. The media is just a knock-on effect of human nature and so on. So. Oh! There you are. So it's just mad. That's the rumours I'm hearing. The Chinese businesses are taking a serious hit. Chinese restaurants fucking just empty, like. Fucking mad, like. Imagine just, I don't know, it's just mad, like. If that was a different kind of situation, like there'd be fucking protests and fucking outroar and uproar and all this stuff, like, oh, we're not getting money in it. So I don't know if they're just shutting down and not paying their, I don't know the logistics of it. How does that even work? Do they keep paying their staff even though there's no customers, or is the business owner taking the hit? Well, someone's taking the hit anyway. I don't know who it is, but the thing is that a lot of people can't just think, oh, like all people are from China or something. I don't know. It's just people who are not well up on geography. So I can imagine it have a knock-on effect on a lot of people who look Asian. I don't know what way to put it. Politically correct. I'm trying to say that in a colloquial way, as in I'm trying to. These decisions are kind of like based on fear, so they're not logical, and that's why the situation's possibly happening. Anyway, it mightn't even be happening, because these are just rumours on the street, and this is why this show is what it is. So coronavirus. There's a lot of rumours. Other rumours I've heard is that there was this big, there's a big hotel built in China, Wuhan, or sorry, I can't remember. I'll look into some. I'm doing this off the top of my head, lads. How good does this sound, lads? The old clavichord. Fucking gorgeous. Anyway, apparently, well, this is, you know yourself, like, I think this guy was mixing up North Korea with China. And that's kind of what happens, like, people are like, oh yeah, kind of, I don't know the right word for this. It's to do with xenophobia, which is a fear of the unknown, people of the unknown and all this stuff. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Businesses are taking a hit, especially public libraries. anywhere where there's where paranoia can get a foothold. I don't know. It's just, yeah. There you are. I don't know what to tell you. Apparently today we're going to find out who's the Taoiseach of Ireland. So I honestly don't have any feelings about it. I think Daniel Radcliffe's better name than McDonald's, because if I keep calling someone McDonald's, I'm just going to get in more trouble. So hopefully someone with a more politically correct nickname can make an appearance or something. I don't know. Who knows? But I am very excited to have the second camera on the way, and the sound quality is going up even more than it what already is. So that's pretty exciting. And the clothing line and all that good stuff. All the clothes. Internationally as well. That's pretty cool. I know Europe is easy to work out shipping, but some parts of Russia are very awkward to send to. So I definitely know Europe's grand, USA's grand, England's grand. I just from previous reading forums and stuff, and I just post. And some it's actually like the merchants and so on, the middlemen, they actually won't post to certain places because they get so many complaints of the package not going to the consumer, and then there's insurance and all this fucking stuff. So it's all to do with politics and all the rest of it. I don't know, but just letting you know, hopefully it won't be an issue. I'm going off information that was at least 12 months old, so hopefully they've sorted out since then. A country sorted out their whole postal system within a year. Oh my god. Alright, but yeah, who knows? Every country's postal thing is different, and everyone is beautiful, and we all have different shaped bodies. Alright, so we'll have a little look at Mr. News Bluesy. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we have to say. Hey, yeah. Alright. So we're having a little look at the news, and here it is. Alright, this is the journal.ie, so we'll see what happens. Let's read some headlines. Daniel Radcliffe says FG isn't planning on entering government, but will meet with Martin early next week. Oh my word. Okay. Daniel Radcliffe says EU budget proposal unacceptable, as Ireland will pay more and get less. No deal. That's 28 minutes ago. So, does that mean he's Taoiseach now? I don't know. I don't know how these things work. To be honest, I'm probably still a week behind the news, even though I try to read this every day. Daniel Radcliffe isn't planning on entering government, but will meet with Martin early next week. GE 2020. There's a picture of a lad crying, I don't know why. Leadership battle. Oh, Jesus. O'Riordan pledges to rebuild Labour on traditional party values as he launches leadership campaign. Alright. And there's 201 new guards. Alright. There you are. Not only that, also, there's more news. Eddie Jones issues an apology to journalists over race joke. That says #controversy. There's nothing more fucking annoying than trying to. Sure, listen. Gardaí investigating Wicklow burglary. Alright, there you are. Shortage of menopause drugs in Ireland is causing inconvenience and distress for women. I think that one's going to be my favourite article of the day. We're definitely clicking into that one. Keeping opioid dependent in methadone treatment for longer saves lives. Studying finds. Keeping opioid dependence in methadone treatment for longer lives. Alright. Posh silverware, Madden speeches and teddy barbs. Here's how the first day in the doll played out. Daniel Radcliffe tendered his resignation as Taoiseach this evening. Oh shit! So this must be the new Taoiseach then, I think. I don't know, there's some absolute potato head being lifted up. So I don't know, they all kind of look the same. All Irish people look the same as you know. So I'm not sure who's the Taoiseach there, or if this is even a presidential picture, but who knows. Well done to whoever won the job anyway. Fair play to you. Alright, we're going to keep this lit and legit. Alright, what we got? We have, as it happened, no Taoiseach elected as new lineup of TDs meet for the first day of Dáil. That was 19 hours ago. So a lot's happened. Sacked NI, Julian Smith, something. Alright, so by the looks of things, the new Taoiseach is not Daniel Radcliffe. He resigned by the look of things, so there you are. That's what I'm making of it. I don't know what's actually going on. Right, so how this game works, it's a bit... I'm not really one for oh shit, the bed. Excuse me. Shit my lava, as they say in French. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Here we go. Hello and welcome back to the Vegan Stephen podcast. It's actually flipping snowing. The Studio B here is getting ready to go to full flipping lift off. Last week my aunt sent me a picture, and it was just of the roof of her neighbour's shed in her fucking back garden. Now I lived in hashtag Dundalk for life. I lived there for a year, and allegedly, and there was certain members of a certain community who shan't be remembered. Oh man. Anyway, seemingly, they had taken the. Oh god. Alright. They had taken the shed out of these lads' garden and put it in their own shed. So someone had actually and one neighbour stole their other neighbour's shed, and they were so brazen and so convinced that the victim wouldn't do anything about it. Just wouldn't say anything. That they didn't even try to hide the crime. They're just like, what are you gonna do? I don't know, mad. I had to use a lot of code there because I'm not sure how things go. Anyway, so listen, here we go. Wait a minute. Papa got a brand new bag. Okay, here we go. 1 hour ago. So that's pretty new, isn't it? Alright, let's find out. This 1 hour ago. Valker says EU budget proposal unacceptable. So, why are we reading about him if he's not Taoiseach? I know that sounds a bit like kind of cutthroat and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Alright, anyway, it's an hour ago. Taoiseach Leo. So he is Taoiseach? What is going on here? Alright, this is 1 hour ago. And to reiterate, it's 4:20 pretty much. Alright, so I don't know what's going on. Taoiseach Daniel Radcliffe has said the EU budget proposal, as it is currently said, it is one that cannot accept. Speaking in the EU summit in Brussels, Vaker said he met council president, etc. Proposal, or you get the idea. We'll see if there's any comments and move on. Vincent, 200 upvote, says Leah trying to make himself look like a statesman. Alright. In response, Honeybee says 260 upvote, says Leo should remain them that the Irish people are carrying the burden of saving the European banks from the financial system. Jesus. Lily Martin says, unfortunately, that they don't care. Oh my god. Neil Farrell says, and it begins, ... 220 upvotes. Milton Friedman, 130 something upvotes, says, anything that is acceptable to Ireland will be acceptable without FFG. If the microscope is put on issue, I can see an in-out referendum called in the near future. Jesus. So we have a lot of lads talking shite here, no one knows what's going on. Alright, moving on. Ba-ba-da-bee-ba-boo. Come on, Daniel Radcliffe. Here we go. Daniel Radcliffe says FG isn't planning on entering government but will meet with Martin early next week. 2 hours ago. Updated 2 hours ago. But this is 7 hours old. I don't know what's going on. But we're moving on. What do people have to say about this? Jim O'Sullivan's here is 700 upvotes, so fuck knows what the article's about. But this lad has this in response. So here we go. Martin, insulting the intelligence of people. Everyone knows he has only one objective: to get Taoiseach's job. He will coincide anything. Fine Gael for what? What he is doing is defying the electorate and giving us more of the same. FF will be wiped out at the next GE. Who is GE and FF? I don't know. But Brian Madden is here and he has a response. 400 votes. So people like what he has to say. I still feel like an alien. I don't understand this news carry on. Just seems like a lot of waffle to me. And out of context, that sounds very bad. I don't know what context which that could sound good. But we'll keep going. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. This isn't live or anything. It's fine. It's fine. It's not live. It's fine. We said they would be wiped out after 2011, and they weren't. What has happened is that these two parties now have 43% of the vote. Percent of the vote, when 30 years ago it was around 30%. As the older generation depart, this would so does to the majority of their votes. Interesting times ahead, and them going into coalition together is the destiny of the parties. I don't know, it's just shiting on. David Corrigan is here, 300 votes. Yesterday's event spooked big time. Alright. In response, Breinster says 300 votes. Yes, McDonald's just needs another 36 votes from the check notes. 15 available. Shinner Mats. SHINRNR Mats. I guess that's Sinn Féin or Shin. I don't know what the fuck. Gotta love it. And people just keep going on and on and on. Anne-Marie Devlin, 300 upvotes, says, shocked. Never saw that coming. I truly believed Michael when he canvassed on not forming a grand coalition with Daniel Radcliffe. Sarcasm font. I didn't know there was a sarcasm font. But, jeez. That's probably the most important thing I've learned all day. There's a sarcasm font. Fonts are fucking mad. Banks of different fonts. And you should check it out, man. There's a whole fucking industry just based on fonts. It's... I don't know. Forget about fucking secret societies. Fucking just look right in front of you. Anyway, C. Graham's picture of a donkey here. He's got two massive ears. Is it a donkey or is it just a rabbit up close? I don't know, but we're gonna find out here. We're in the trenches. Fucking, it's every day. It's news, and it's 160 upvotes. He's been here on the scene for 1 year. 7 hours ago. This is C. Graham, and he knows what donkeys think. Geez, donkeys are mental, aren't they? It's literally just a horse, but then you put bunny rabbit ears on it. Alright, we're staying on the track. We're about to get another term, and the snakes popping each other while seeing us all down the Swanee. 160 upvotes. Patrick Ajo says the bookies have at 3-1 to beat Taoiseach next. You'll find they won't be far wrong. However, it will be rock upon which he will perish. To be honest, if anyone mentions bookies to me, I just go, I know. I think I take YouTube, some randomer on YouTube, more seriously than what the bookies say. Just because. Anyway, we won't get into it. Alright, so I don't know who's Taoiseach. Sorry about that. I tried. I didn't try very hard, but I tried. Okay, here we go. Since 19 hours ago, right? There's 26 comments. So I'm starting to think independent TD Richard Donoghue celebrates with supports while arriving to Leinster House on the first day back as Dáil returns from election. Alright. So they're not telling me who Taoiseach is. Leo. Alright, so Daniel Radcliffe hands in his thing. Jesus, this load of. Alright. Jeez, the people are going to be fuming here. There's a whole lot of politicians looking happy here. So the everyday lad's going to be fuming, going, what are they doing with my money? The Risen is back. Picture of Parnell or something. Whatever way you voted, I think we can agree that the political landscape has changed in this state significantly. Lovely. I don't know if that's sarcasm or what he's on about, but moving on. Greg Daniel, in response, 50 upvotes, says Sinn Féin manifesto. They have apologised. They have withdrawn those tweets. They've withdrawn the tweets. What? Fuck off. Apologise for cursing. Christy Channel. Let's see. They have withdrawn those tweets. They regret those comments. It's not acceptable. Does it not reflect the views of Sinn Féin? Say what you like, as long as you apologise and withdraw the comments. Bob's your uncle. In response to that, Cotty Kearns says, the guard leaders, FFFG, all have their roots in the IRA. Alright, there's just a lot of lads just shouting on here. Alright, the Baliad has a picture of Ping and it says, so Ireland will actually call it a cutlery silver. Okay, whatever. Alright, so I don't know who Taoiseach is, sorry. I couldn't figure it out. I wanted to tell you. I thought it would be figured out. But, nay. Nay. It wasn't meant to be. So, I failed. I let the listeners down. I let myself down. But most importantly, I let Oprah Winfrey's down. Drew Harris says he agrees with the PSNI assessment of the IRA Army Council and influence on Sinn Féin. Islamic State supporter admits to plot to blow up St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Oh, the head on her. Sorry, that was rude. But oh my Jesus. Alright. Oh, that is hilarious. All the comments have been banned. That's mental. Anyway, okay. Oh yeah. Over 8 million fundraising announced for things there. And there you have it. Do you know what? I think I actually just have to Google who's the tea shop and do today's date, because otherwise we're not gonna find out. Oh, we got some lad called a Reardon. Alright, here we go. We have a lad who's definitely a fan of the makeup anyway. No shade. Alright, what's this Reardon lad have to say? This is 3 hours ago, alright? So, there's a party called Labour or some shit. And I think everyone's just fighting over who's going to be Taoiseach. Which is kind of like the King of Ireland. Not really, but who knows? Oh Jesus, this Risen lad's fucking everywhere. Fair play to him though, he's on. Alright, here we go. Never has the expression two bald men fighting over a comb been more apt. Jeepers. Have I given any context to this? Sorry. Okay. Reardon pledges to rebuild Labour on traditional party values as he launches leadership. Oh, fuck off. Sorry. That's nothing. I don't know anything about Labour. That was just fair play to them. We're gonna all the best. And what are they doing? See, after I give out about someone, I have to do the opposite and then kind of go, oh, they're lovely lads. Alright, he said, yeah, sure, it's there. You can read it if you want. I was just giving a bit of context. Right, here we go. Brian Madden says, why did Twitter suspend your account? ? Same reason journalist deletes a fair comment. Shit. Brendan Dermott says, will they both come out and say Irish Water was wrong and should be scrapped? Also agree that water supplies should be protected against private ownership. This would go a long way to going back to basics. Yeah. Yeah. Picture of two old lads there, and they're having a good time. So fair play to you, Dermot. Talk sense. He's been on the scene for 2 years. 3 hours ago. Here's what they have to say. 82 votes. He wants to build a party, but not houses in Dublin. All right. We have the Tin Whistle Man, Pied Piper back here again. CJ Stewart. He's at it. 75 upvotes. Would Labour ever sell its principles again for a chance in government? ? The inability to answer that question is why people will never trust them again. And in response, James says, in fairness, all parties do that. And Anthony Murphy says, sum it up in 4 words, not fit for purpose. Oh Jesus. And Baby Yoda says, I can't never tell the difference between him and Eamon Ryan. So there you are. I don't know who Eamon Ryan is or Reardon is, but they're well groomed. I'll give them that. And that's all you can do these days, isn't it? Personal hygiene. Alright. Metapods. You wanted it. We got it. Here it is. Women around the country, 10 hours ago. Women around the country have experienced distress and inconvenience. Shortage of hormone replacement therapy. HRT, the Institute of, all that stuff. Right. HRT is a treatment to replace the female hormones that a woman's body no longer is producing as a result of menopause. Alright. So they take this as a supplement or whatever. Anyway, I'm sure some of you know about whatever menopause is and some of you don't or whatever, and I'm going to explain it to you. It's when a really hot woman starts becoming smelly. That's when. Who said that? Alright, oh my god, this woman has. Okay. Excuse me. Claire Maffaf. She's a big selfie there. 200 upvotes. Here we go. Fair play to her. I was expecting to read some jokes and comments in this section. Does she just write this every single day? Oh, okay. Anyway. I expect some jokes in this section. But I'd like to mention here, menopause is something that we don't talk about in Ireland. In fact, we don't talk about reproductive health at all, in women or men. And joking about it isn't going to encourage women to go to their doctor to get their symptoms addressed. Menopause can cause some severe symptoms, including depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. Some women go through surgical menopause, early menopause. So joking about it really isn't helpful. This shortage of HRT is real problem, although I heard the shortage here was down to stockpiling in UK for Brexit. Oh my jeepers. Dan Van Stan says in response, respectfully, there is nothing wrong with joking about most things in life. That's a basis of humour, comedy and jokes, and irreverent to take on human experience of birth to death and everything in between. 60 upvotes. Oh my god, she just goes on writing a big thing about how she went through okay, my god. There's a whole thing about this. It goes in for 20 fucking comments. But alright, I'll just read this. Alright. Because obviously, like, oh Jesus, sad story and all. Just it's kind of alright, whatever. Here we go. Just get on with it and then move on. Claire McAfee, whatever. She's back again. She's saying here. Glad no one's joking about it. A lad said here. With respect, I love telling jokes, and she's like here. I went through an early menopause due to undiagnosed, oh Jesus, hyperdiphalus, that's HYDROCELPHALUS. Had brain surgery too late and can't have children. Can't get the HRT I've always used. Consequently feel utterly dreadful. Some women here will have had cancer and hysterectomies, gone straight into surgical menopause, and can't get the HRT they need to. When your mother and sister and aunt hits menopause, it's severely depressed, suicidal. Go ahead, if you have to, have a good laugh at their expense. Educate yourself. There are some things in life you shouldn't joke about. This is one of them. Oh, God. Sorry, I couldn't hear you up there on your high horse. What were you saying there? I can't hear it all the way down here and fucking... Jesus. Alright. Man, I meet this... There was a Claire McAfee at every single house party I've ever been at. Oh my Jesus. No worries if you're like... There's people who are like dying of terminal cancer who aren't as moany. Anyway. Apologies. I think it's just I took it personally because people are always telling me not to make jokes, which is fine. If they want to suck a dick. David Van says, in other news, sales of chocolate, ice cream, Prosecco have suddenly increased across Ireland. There you are. Sean Ennis says, it's not doing the men any favours either. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Shit. We have someone in here like lightning in to fucking check his white privilege. Dell, in response, she's fucking fuming. She says, menopause can cause severe depression, anxiety, and multiple other symptoms in women. If I were to make a joke in that comment section of an article about male tread mental health problems or on rate of suicide and depression in males, it would be seen as callous and insensitive. But it's funny when it's a woman's mental health and well-being. Okay, fair play to you. Moving on. Camel Ramona 35 upvote says, I'd say it's even more of an inconvenience on the husbands, JK. So Camilla can say it, no bother, because she's a woman. Said the exact same thing, but just kidding. She had the JK in there, so it saved her. JK Rowling. Thoughts and prayers. David Van Stan is back again. He's a bit of a messer. It's not really fair not having comments open on this article. If it was about shortage of vagina in the comments, it would be hilarious. Oh, Virginia. The comments would be hilarious. That's true. The only NIFP in Ireland. Are there any good alternatives to HRT? Okay, so there you are. The people are up in arms. Coronavirus is making people paranoid, and I now love clavichord. And that's all the stuff that's happening. Also, I can't read my notes. I wrote out a lot of notes, and I can't read them. So there you are. The Old Bailey. Man, I was watching oh yeah, I've got a film review for you. I watched that film, the South Korean film. It's called, I tried to watch it 3 times. I finally got through it. It's won like all the awards, and it's in South Korean, and I must say I was wrong. It's very good. It's very good. The film is called okay, I don't know how to. It's P-A-R-A-S-I, Parasite. P-A-R-A-S, Parasite. I think it's Parasite 2019, and it is. It's very, very good. It's very good. I personally found it hard because I like to just play. I like to just play and songwrite and do my music and interact with the film as it's playing. And I found it hard. I had to do it much more looking at the film. It's mad I can hear birds walking along the roof, and it's like they're like 2 feet away from my head, and then I get to see them like out eating the bird food. They're really a bit privileged there because I get to see like nature while I'm doing it. The podcast, I get to just like I can look at the camera. And then if I look anywhere around the camera, I'm looking at like actual real life nature, bird feeders and shit. It's very fun being in fiction land and being a fictional character that way. But yeah, getting back to nature, eh? So I don't think the government know. I don't want to be talking about. Yeah, I'm not gonna blame anyone. I'm just saying it's gonna be a few days till we know what's going on with the whole thing, because I don't know. If you can't just ask like who's Taoiseach and someone goes, oh, it's Bertie Ahern. If it's not like, then I'm just gonna leave them to it and do their own thing. Whatever they want to do is fine. Like, they're trained. I don't know nothing about fucking politics, so I'll let them get on with it, and I'll do other stuff. I like to only concern myself with things that I can influence. That's why I'm not a fan of things like things that are out of my control, I guess. Because a lot of people invest a lot of their feelings in stuff that they can't control. Like, if you get very emotional about the weather, you've no control over that. If you get very emotional over how your partner's feeling, if you, etc. Anyway, Parasite is really, really good, I must say. It's I thought it was a load of shit, but I was fucking wrong. I was so wrong. It was very, very, very good. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it for the podcast. I'll take one for the team. Like I said, it was my third time trying to watch it. So, personally, I found the whole language thing a bit the struggle was. Once shit popped off, I was like, oh, I started rewinding a lot. Luckily, yeah, I had the pleasure of being able to rewind it or whatever to go through the subtitles. So, that was cool. And at the moment, I'm watching a lot of, there's these things called memes, which it's kind of a commentary on what's happening in the world right now. So you'd have stuff like a political figure, you know, like beside like an apple tart or something, I don't know. But yeah, I started looking at these meme things anyway. Kind of like political cartoons or whatever. And I got big into watching these lads reviewing memes, which is just so ridiculous. So if you think of like, you know, like a political cartoon that you'd see in the back of the newspaper or something, like it's usually some lad bent over and some other lad kicking him in the arse or something that says like, this is one country and this is another country. All that bullshit. Well, they just have that carry on the internet. So much so that I believe memes of Putin and so on are banned. Political memes are banned in certain countries and so on. But yeah, basically, my new favourite thing the last few days was, you know, play music and then in the background have on comedians reviewing memes, and it's just very funny. I like it. That's my guilty pleasure right now, because it's very hard to keep up the positive energy because you start to drift. It's very hard to stay grounded in a certain mindset with external factors. That's why these sports people listen to like the same music during the race so that they can stay in a certain mindset. You ever see the sports people with like earphones and listen so they don't get distracted by all the external sounds and so on, and they can stay focused on just swimming. They don't have to be thinking about fucking what's for dinner, they don't have to be thinking about anything. All that's taken care of. All they have to do is just move their arms. Because once they start getting the fear into them and they're fighting, they have to do the swimming, and they also have to fight their own selves as well. And that's like fighting two things. That's one thing that a lot of the big boxers talk about. Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson talk about, like, if you don't have your confidence down, you have to fight yourself and the other player. But if you have your confidence locked down, you only have to fight the other player. And you only have to fight yourself, it was saying. I think it was that. They were going on about how you're only ever fighting yourself and stuff like that. And on top of that, they studied the player. They were fighting for 8 weeks, I think it is. they study like loads of previous matches and do still frames. Like, look, when he's wearing red underpants, he always punches with his left hand, and where he's wearing blue underpants, he always punches up, and so on. So they get all the maths and calculators out and all that messing. So listen, it's been another iconic episode of the Vegan Stephen podcast. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Make sure you hit them comments up and all them good things. I don't know whose accent that is, but over and out. All the best. I'm trying to see if this YouTube thing's gonna work. Alright, but yeah, comment on the YouTube live stream if you want, or else you can comment on the other jobby. And I'm out. Okay. Good luck. Looking gorgeous. Keep going.